Roxanne, Roxanne, all she wanna do is party all night. Goddamn, Roxanne, never gonna love me, but it's alright. She think I'm an asshole, she think I'm a player. She keep running back though, only 'cause I pay her. Roxanne, Roxanne.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Hannah Monet. So today I'm going to be basically showing you guys how I do my picture-friendly makeup. I do my makeup like this every time I get ready to take pictures for Instagram. A really nice bronzed, clean, basic makeup look. I am gonna go ahead and show you guys how I got this look. But before we get into the video, so for those of you that don't know what TEAMI is, it is a plant-based company. They have a lot of dietary supplements. So I have been using the green superfood blends. It's really good, you guys. So like I said, it is plant-based. It's also vegan friendly, and it also is dairy free, which is really important to me. They also have super cute tumblers. So make sure you guys go check them out. My affiliate link will be linked down in the description box below, as well as my discount code. Make sure you guys check them out. They have some really amazing things. So let's go ahead and jump into the video. Make sure you guys follow me on Instagram. My link to my profile will also be down below, just to make sure that you guys can stay connected with me. And let's go ahead and jump into the video. Okay guys, so the first thing that I am gonna start on today are my brows. I am gonna go in with this Makeup Revolution. I don't know if it's gonna focus. You guys can see, there we go. So I'm gonna start off with this Makeup Revolution. It is in the color dark brown. And I'm also gonna start off with this little angled brush by Morphe. And just in case you wanted to know, it's an M165. I like to basically start the pomade from the middle part of my brows, so right in here. And I just like to kind of form the shape. So I'm not really filling in the inside as much as outlining it. I like to find my shape first before I actually start filling my eyebrows. Once I find a good shape, I am gonna go ahead and just fill them in. So once I get done filling this in, I am gonna go in with this Morphe brow pencil. You guys may have seen this in a few videos of mine for like my everyday makeup look. I always use this pencil. What I do is I actually don't use the pencil part of this. I actually just use the little spoolie, because when we do the front part of our brows, we don't want any product, because again, we want it to look as natural as possible. So I just like to brush up. Now, if you're using a spoolie that you've never used before, you may want to use a little bit of product. If you're using a spoolie that has been used, then you're kind of using a little bit of product that's already in here, which is going to give you even more of that natural look that you're looking for. Okay guys, so my eyebrows are done. I look crazy right now, but I'm gonna go ahead and clean it up with concealer. I do like to use the Born This Way concealer. Again, a lot of these products that I'm using today were in a previous video of mine. And I'm also using a flat brush. This is a no-name brand brush, but it's just real flat, so I can get like a nice little clean look. So yeah, you guys, there's really not much to how I clean my brows. I just like to make sure to keep it as straight as possible. That's why I like to use a really big flat brush when I clean it up, so that way it's easy to make a straight line. Okay, so now that they are cleaned, I like to go in again with my concealer and just do a dot on each eye. And then I like to go in with a eyeshadow brush. This is by Real Techniques. Super cheap. That's a really good brand if you're trying to like stay budget friendly, but you want some good quality makeup products. I use this brush solely to blend everything out. I used to use a beauty blender to blend this out, and that's okay, but beauty blenders soak up a lot of your product, so I kind of don't care for it, especially around your eyes. I want to make sure that I'm getting all the product on my eyes. So I just like to go in with the brush. I feel like I get better coverage, looks more clean. Just blend everything out. So the next step that I love to do is I like to go in my AIRSPUN translucent powder, and I like to go in with a fluffy eyeshadow brush. This is by Morphe. I like to just take a tiny bit like so, tap it off a little bit, and I like to go over my eyes almost like it's shadow. So this is gonna prevent any creasing that might happen. If you put this specific concealer on your eyes, I think that no matter what you do, you're gonna have creasing unless you set it with powder. Before I continue, I actually like to get my lashes and go ahead and put glue on them so they can be drying while I'm doing a little bit of detail on my eyes. I like to use EYLURE. So like I said, I just like to go ahead and put some glue on my lashes so they can dry, because this next step, it's not super fast, but it's not going to take that long either. The first thing that I am going to use is this Black Radiance contour palette. I just like to use the brown in this palette. So I do like to use a brush that looks like this. It's really dense and it's slanted, and I'm going to go in and almost make like a wing on my eyes. So it's going to be hard because it's powder. Also, because we don't have foundation or concealer on, it's okay to be a little messy. So I'm just gonna go in the corners and just kind of brush it in, almost like I'm trying to make a wing on my eyes, like that. So next, I am gonna go in with my Morphe palette. Again, if you don't have these, just use a substitution. You can use any of these browns you want to, any of the dark ones. I tend to use this one a lot. So I'm gonna use this one for this specific eye. And I'm also gonna be using a brush that looks like this. So it's real dense as well. It's a lot smaller. I'm just gonna go in that same corner, but I'm gonna go closer to my eye line or my lash line and really just give it almost like an ombre effect from that brown. Okay, so my eyes are drying and they're burning like crazy, but finally got them bad boys on. So I am just going to get a little bit of mascara and just go ahead and coat the bottom of your lashes, help blend it in even more, you know. And since I actually have gotten a few wears out of these lashes, I think this is going to be the last wear I get. So I'm going to put a little bit more mascara than usual, just because, you know, you get a little bit of buildup on lashes that you have worn more than once, and you do need to kind of make them black again, especially if you use white lash glue like I do. So yeah, I'm just gonna put a little bit of extra mascara on these just to make them pop a little bit more. So we can go ahead and move to the face. I like to mix my foundations. So these are the two that I mix. So what I do first is I do the matte or the Super Stay first. I just do like one good line right here, and then a little dot on my forehead. I don't like to use too much of this because this stuff is so strong and so much that the more you use, the cakier your face will look and feel. I like to do a lot more of this, especially because we're going for a super bronzed look today. So the only thing I don't like about this is the fact that it comes out like this in the bottle. I really wish they would update their bottles and do like a little pump or whatever. I'm just gonna go in with a brush that is a slanted dense brush, as you can see, and I'm just going to blend it out. So I'm just going to blend it out. I don't like to use a beauty blender for my foundation. It makes it look kind of sheer, and then you're not getting the full coverage that you want. So I'm gonna go in with the same concealer. This is, again, the Born This Way, and I'm just going to go under my eyes. I try not to use too much, but even if you use too much, when we bake underneath our eyes, it'll kind of set it out and make it look good still. Now for my concealer, I do like to use a beauty blender, just because if you cake too much concealer, you're gonna start to crease and look kind of fake or plastic, which I don't like that look. So I do like to use a beauty blender for underneath my eyes. So next, we're gonna go back in with the AIRSPUN translucent powder and just my little slanted beauty blender. This is Real Techniques, I think. And I'm just going to go ahead and bake under my eyes. So I like to kind of cake it just a little bit with the baking, because like I said, I crease so bad under my eyes, like it's ridiculous. And then of course, you know, just gonna go over the highlighted points that we did before. Again, I'm gonna go back in with this Black Radiance little contour kit, and we're gonna go ahead and bronze while this is on. I'm gonna go in towards the top of my cheekbone and just kind of go ahead and put it, or blend it down. So I'm just gonna go in on the top Now this, you're gonna go a lot softer because you don't want to be too harsh up here. But we're just gonna do the same thing. So we're just kind of circular motions, blending out. Before I continue, now that we have our cheeks bronzed, I'm gonna go back in with my powder. And this time, we're just gonna go underneath that bronzed area into a straight line. This is just gonna give more of a clean contoured look once everything is blended out, and you guys will be able to see that soon. But this gives such a clean contour look. We are gonna go in with a really big fluffy brush and just go ahead and blend out all this powder. So you just wanna blend it out really, really well. So after I blend everything out, I like to go back in. I don't go in for more product, but I go back in with the same brush since it still has a little bit of leftover product on it, and just blend it out a little bit more. Do a little bit more bronzer. Like I said, I'm bringing it all the way down to my cheeks. So the next thing I like to do, this part is optional since this is supposed to be a bronze look, I like to go in with some blush. This is from Bare Minerals. It's the Gin Nude line, and literally just do like 2 or 3 swipes on my cheek and that's it. So nothing too much. I do notice a difference. Other people might not, but I notice a difference on my own face. So I just like to add a little bit of that. So now we're gonna go back in with that darkest brown that we used for the second shade on our eyes. Get that same color and just real softly kind of pack it on. So like that. Also kind of gives like that curve, like narrow eye look, which I love in pictures. So next I'm gonna go in with my mascara. Go ahead and coat my bottom lashes. So coat. I'm gonna go ahead and go in on my lips. I like to use the brow pencil that I was showing you guys for my lips. So again, this is in the color Latte. This is the Morphe pencil. Okay, so I am gonna go in with this Morphe Firebird lip gloss. Looks like this. All Morphe lip glosses look like this. So I'm just gonna go in with this. Now when I get up here towards the liner, I actually use the little brush on here and like smooth it over it and blend it out so it's not harsh and like look black like that. So the last thing I'm gonna do is just put on some highlight. I don't want to be too extra today. I don't want like a gold highlight. I want something kind of like just a little shimmer. I'm gonna go in with this 8S Morphe highlighter palette. This is the color I usually use. It's a little bit too much for today, so I'm gonna go in with Mirage. So since I'm going real soft today, I'm literally just gonna pat it on here like that and then just go real soft on my cheeks. Like I almost barely want it there. So just like that. You guys can't even see it on camera. I can see it in person though. It's real soft. Like I'm going for something super soft. I just like to go real heavy on the nose because it just makes you, it gives you like a sleek look on your face. Okay, you guys, and the last thing I like to do is just set my face with this Morphe misting spray. Alright you guys, that's everything in this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you did make it this far, make sure that you do subscribe to my channel and you turn the notification bell on. My Instagram link will also be listed in the description box down below, and I will see you guys in my next video.